We've come up with 10 ways to know whether you are a cruise snob. Hi, this is Amy with TPF, Trips, Places, and Fun.
And this is John, and at TPF we show you how to have fun and exciting travel adventures. But I'll tell you what, nothing can ruin a travel adventure like a cruise snob.
And today we are going to talk about 10 ways to know whether you might be a cruise snob. And
not our friends. No way
Of
would
course
they ever
not.
be a cruise snob.
Right, and before we get started, we just want to say, don't take yourselves too seriously as you watch this video. This is all in good fun.
And if we judge you, if we see you on a cruise and we judge you, we're judging you behind your back.
We're not judging at you, we're judging with you. No.
And we're judging near you.
No. So it's all in good fun. And in fact, there is at least one of these things that I do myself. So, you know.
You do? You're a snob?
Maybe a tiny bit. I don't consider myself a cruise snob, but if we're judging by the 10 things we came up with, maybe I am just a tiny bit.
Okay. Well, so there's 10 of these, and we're going to count down David Letterman style.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So, top 10 list. Number 10.
Number 10, the 10th indicator that you might be a cruise snob is that you look down on those who don't take advantage of all the extras.
Oh, yeah. See, this is one of the ways that we have been able to cruise a little bit more is we don't spend all of our money on all of the extras. And like, what are some of the extras, Amy?
Well, let's see. Some of the extras would be the drink package, the specialty dining, the massages, the, bunch of the shore excursions. We have done some shore excursions.
Oh, sure.
All those sorts of things, the expensive Wi-Fi, all of that.
So the idea is it's okay if you do this stuff or if you don't do this stuff, but there is a type of a person, we'll call them a snob, that looks down on those who do not take advantage of the extras. Oh my goodness, you're eating at the buffet. You should be eating at this specialty dining place. I feel so bad for you.
You must be really poor.
You must be really, really poor.
So, it's fine if people want to take advantage of that and they like to do that when they cruise. That's totally fine, and we are not poking fun at that by any means. But we think people should be able to cruise in whatever manner fits their budget.
Yeah, and if you do like we do, you could save hundreds of dollars by not eating specialty dining. And because listen. There's some magic involved here on the cruise lines part. You were bringing up the other day. Not only are you going to pay for specialty dining, but what else are you going to pay there extra?
You have an additional tip. When you pay your nightly gratuities or whatever, that it does not go towards specialty dining. So anytime you do specialty dining, you're paying a tip above and beyond. And so not only are you paying maybe another $100 for that specialty dining meal, but another $20 on top of that for an extra tip. So
there's all sorts of extras where you could get on a cruise for very little, and all of a sudden it's tripled or quadrupled.
Yeah, in fact, I was standing in line one day at guest services, and there was a man there, kind of going over his bill, and he wanted to know why his bill as he was checking out was another $4,000 on top of what he had initially paid for his cruise. Yeah, $4,000. And so I think ours was, a few hundred, because normally we just have the gratuities on there and maybe an excursion or something like that. But this guy was trying to figure out why his bill was $4,000. So, it can add up really quickly, but one way to be able to cruise more often is to maybe cut back on some of those things. But if you don't want to, that's okay. But you might be a cruise snob if you judge those who do not take advantage of those things.
Snob.
All right, number 9. If you judge or look down on families with children,
you are some bad people.
When you're on a cruise. And now I can understand it can maybe be a little frustrating if you're at a table next to a crying toddler or a crying baby
it's always
or something like that.
That's life, right?
Yeah.
But you are on a cruise that they allow children on the cruise. They allow them, And children want to have fun too. Guess what? It's not all about you, snob. The kids like to have fun. Our kids went, they had so much fun.
They did. They loved it. And now I'm not saying that kids should not be, monitored or controlled or well behaved.
Yeah,
of course they should.
We can talk about that too, because some parents don't know how to kind of coach their kids to be good boys and girls.
True. But kids are going to make a little more noise. They might be a little more rambunctious, and that's to be expected.
They might reach up at something on the buffet and grab it right off the buffet.
No, that's not okay.
That's not okay. No. It's not okay. But don't be a snob. They're kids. They're going to make mistakes, right? I'm going to trigger those that watch Lalita Loca and Don's Family Vacations. Because they're triggered. They get triggered whenever someone
the buffet
grabs
thing.
something off the buffet.
I think that we should make allowances for children. Of course, they are going to be a little more noisy and a little more rambunctious. I don't know if one of the allowances I would make is letting them grab things off the buffet.
No. You don't understand. You don't let them. You just understand.
Okay.
You're understanding.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing one of these, it's like, what parent is watching that child? And the poor mom has like 4 children and she's like, I'm just trying my best. I'm trying as best
I've been there.
can.
We have 5 kids, so I've totally been there when your kid is doing something completely embarrassing in public and you're just trying your best, but you've got other children in tow. And so yeah, a little bit of grace for the kiddos. Grace for the kiddos.
So yeah, so that's number 9. Number. Are we done with the kids?
Yes.
Let's move on to number 8.
Number 8, you might be a cruise snob if you are extremely proud of your status or your cruise class. So maybe you flaunt this or brag about this. Diamond status, is that a really good one?
I don't know.
We're
not anywhere near any of this.
We're not on the top tier. We're, 3rd class, whatever. So, but if you go around telling people what class you are and, bragging about your status.
Well. Like, remember Gilligan's Island? Who was that up in... I know
who you're talking about. I don't know her name though.
Nobody likes those people, right? and although I think that one, she was in going backward, I think she was pretty nice.
Yeah, I think we liked her actually.
but I've been reading stories of people that are just they're braggadocious of I am on this level and I am this status.
I know they start sending you emails because even after our first cruise with Royal Caribbean, they sent me an email saying, you are now such and such class or something like that.
Really? We're a different class?
I don't know what it is. Wow. I can't remember.
Man, aren't you glad we're not one of those peons who's like below us?
See?
Wow, it's infectious.
It's so easy because they're like, here's your awesome class. And you feel like you have to tell everybody.
It's like, well, we're not there yet.
No,
don't start bragging about our
No, I think what's the level like below silver? I don't know.
Deckhand?
No. Anyway, that's number 8.
And that's a big one because they're out there. You can see them. They're snobs.
They have them on. I think they actually like put it on your pass.
Oh no.
And, no.
Do they give you like a pin?
Well, sometimes, and even the cruise line does this, so you can kind of understand how the cruise line might facilitate some of this. Because, it's on your door, it's on your pass, stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
They might facilitate it a little.
They're still snobs.
All right, number 7. You might be a cruise snob if you are rude or complain all the time to the wait staff or the service staff.
Yeah, shame on you. That's bad behavior. These people, they are working so hard. Have you seen how hard the servers
incredible.
and the room steward and all of these
They do an amazing job. Yes, they do.
And to ever complain about your food comes and it's not exactly the way you want it and you're mean. Let's just talk about rude people. What's the matter with you? Just in general, there's rude people out there, right? They're mean. Why are you being mean? Why are you being rude? Why? Well, can we all love each other? You know me, I'm all about the love. But why would you be mean to somebody? Rude and are they there to wait on you hand and foot? Well, I guess they are, but you know what? Can I share my philosophy? Thank you.
Sure.
I'm a big believer in tipping very well. We both are. We love tipping. And I'm actually more inclined to tip better if someone gives me bad service than good service. Why? Because my heart is to try to put myself in their shoes and understand they might be having a bad day, and I want to bless them. I want to turn the tables. I want to serve them instead of them serving me.
Yeah, a lot of people don't agree with that, but
I don't care.
I know you don't. Boy, you said that in such a rude way.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you.
Yeah, you're a snob.
I'm a tip snob.
All right, so moving on.
Are we done with that one? I was just getting started.
I know.
So,
but you seem a little bit harsh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is supposed to be like fun.
Don't be rude.
So, all right, number 6, and maybe we can put a little card up here.
A card? Oh yeah, it'd be over here.
Over there. Okay,
It'd be
right there.
here.
Right. Thank you. On our first cruise, when we first got on our first cruise, and we did a video on this, and so number 6 is you might be a cruise snob if you criticize, poke fun of newbies.
Yeah,
make fun of newbies, poke fun at them, criticize
you all hurt
them.
our feelings.
So there was our very first cruise. We were just lost, like the
we
whole
could
first
not have
couple
been
of
more
hours.
lost.
And we did a video of us wandering around the ship, like trying to figure out where we were
Pulling all of
going,
our
what we were
luggage.
doing. Yes. And we got so many comments that were like, why didn't you guys study the map?
We did.
Before you got on the ship.
We studied the map.
Why-
They're like, why didn't you research it? We researched like crazy.
Yeah, and so just so many comments like that, we were kind of shocked. Like, wow,
like,
people
Amy,
aren't being gracious for, this kind of learning curve that
They're
there is.
snobby,
the
so
first
snobby.
time that you take a cruise.
I mean, we needed help. We needed love. We were in a new environment. We were going up and down elevators and down hallways and through theaters, and it wasn't our fault. They gave us the wrong instructions.
So anyway, you might be a cruise snob if you criticize new cruise passengers who are trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
So there is definitely a learning curve. We have
learning curve.
learned ourselves that it's crazy. The first time you get on a ship, you just are kind of overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
But so, all right.
I've got a bonus cruise snob point.
Oh, you do?
I'm going to fit it in right here.
Okay. All
You
right.
might be a cruise snob if you look at YouTube cruise videos and determine that they haven't cruised enough to have a YouTube cruise video.
Are you saying that just because people might think that about our
They might think that
our
about
videos?
us because we've not been doing this very long. We've been on 3 cruises.
Yeah, we just took our first cruise in 2019. I honestly had no idea whether I was going to like it. In fact, I thought that I wouldn't. I thought I would take one and be done.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up loving it. And so we've done 3 so far. And we are now planning our European cruise for our 25th wedding anniversary here this year.
Yeah, and I found that people actually enjoy hearing from newbies.
So,
like it.
I mean, we don't claim to be experts in most of our travel videos, but
we're
we
not.
love to do videos and take you along as we learn and as we have fun.
And if you don't like that, give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
All right, so number 5, you might be a cruise snob if you are, die hard for your own cruise line.
Well, you can be diehard. That's fine.
Okay.
But if
I
you
said
are,
it wrong. I was trying to figure out how to phrase it exactly.
yeah, but that's not why I'm helping.
Okay.
But if you're snobby about it, it's like I am only Royal Caribbean, or I am only Celebrity or Norwegian, or whatever.
Right.
And
And those other cruise lines are.
I mean, we have preference. We've
We
done
do.
2 Royal Caribbeans and 1 Carnival, and we didn't love Carnival. I mean, we had a good time, but we didn't love Carnival in comparison. So right now, as it stands, we are Royal Caribbean fans, but we also understand there's like a lot of Carnival cruises out there we have not been on.
Right.
So there might be other
And
ships.
people may just have different preferences. So, the reason we like to cruise maybe isn't the reason you like to cruise, and that's okay. I'm not going to tell somebody, well, you shouldn't like that cruise line. My preference is my preference and your preference is your preference. That's cool, but you might be a cruise snob if you demand that everybody prefer your cruise line.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
What's
Because
the point?
they're fans. They're fans.
It's like me thinking that everybody should be a Chicago Bears fan or Cubs.
Yep.
But I'm not a snob.
Are you aren't? Mm-mm. Okay. That's good to know. All right.
We're missing my favorite one. Why did you, we're not even there yet. Why did you, we got our list right down here. Is that why we're looking? Why'd you wait for that? I wanted to do that.
Well, because I feel like that's the most important one.
But I wanted
one of the most important ones. Okay.
Okay.
So number 4.
You'll get there in a second.
You might be a cruise snob if you judge people for their cabin type or their cabin choice. So,
all you presidential suite people out there.
And trust me, we admire you. We might be a little bit jealous of you. But you might be a cruise snob if you, in fact, I was watching a Lolita Loca. Okay, yes, you got it. Video.
Tony.
Yes, and he's a cruise guy. And he was talking about how he did a tour of his stateroom, and it was an interior room, and people were just giving him comments about, putting him down for having an interior room. And I think that's really a bummer. So, we all have different budgets, and we all, some of us, choose to spend our money in different ways. And some of us have to do the interior cabin in order to be able to afford a cruise.
Now, here's the reality. If we wanted to, we could do the best presidential suite. But our kids wouldn't eat. We wouldn't pay our mortgage.
Okay.
Right?
We might be able to do it one time and never go on another cruise the rest of our lives.
We have no problem admitting that you might have more money than us.
That's okay.
It's okay.
And, for those who want to do the presidential suites, that's fine. However, I think it's, it would make you a cruise snob if you look down on those who, choose the interior or choose only to do a porthole, which we had a porthole one time. Yeah. Like you liked the interior better than the porthole.
Oh, I love the interior.
Yeah. He likes it because it's nice
dark.
And dark. So anyway, whatever type of cabin you choose.
But I mean, what kind of a person would do that? Why would you look down on somebody that's just having a good family, happy vacation in their interior room? Why look down on them?
I don't know. Why does it matter that much? I don't know. But I'm serious that in this cruise video I was watching, he got comments that were putting him down for having the interior room. So, all right. Number 3, you might be a cruise snob if you judge people for their attire at dinner or on formal night.
Formal night specifically. Yeah, so, you've all been there if you've cruised. There's some people on formal night that are dressed up, baby. I mean, they've got tuxedo and they've got evening gowns. And then there's others that are not quite in that place. And I'll wear a button-up shirt. And I think one night I wore a black T-shirt.
Yeah, I wear which I bet there are people gasping right now.
Oh.
I typically will wear, and I'll tell you why, but I typically wear a Sunday dress, and I don't go the full-out formal gown. And I think that's really cool for those who do that. It's a fun time to dress up if that's what you want to do.
Some people love doing that.
That is really cool. We normally are flying, we're always flying to our port, and we are trying to get away with not bringing a bunch of expensive baggage.
We never check baggage. We carry on.
And so that means, and we're usually sharing carry-on. So I usually bring a Sunday dress that's like a cotton that I can roll up and stick in and then, hang out to, I just do not have room to carry a formal gown. So I just, it would mean probably another couple $100 in luggage fees if we were to do that. So I'll do the Sunday dress.
And I don't know that we really even enjoy doing that. I mean,
for us, it's not our thing. And honestly, Royal Caribbean, between the 2 cruises that we took, they went from calling it formal night or something like that to now calling it dress your best. So they say, you do you, whatever is your best for you, dress your best. So they're no longer requiring, gowns and suits or anything like that. They're just telling you to dress your best.
But snobs would look down on those that dress like we do.
Right.
And we feel that. We feel your stares. The daggers. We feel
the daggers.
So and we don't care. We carry on and we enjoy our dinner and we have a good time. And then maybe next time we'll dress even worse.
Oh dear. All right, and number 2, and this is one where I might be.
This is the one where I wanted you to put this at the back of the list or the top of the list or whatever, so I could do this the entire video.
I may be starting to become a bit of a cruise snob.
Are you serious?
Be a cruise snob if you correct people when they say boat instead of ship. And this is something that John does somewhat frequently, and I've started correcting him, where I'll be like, it's not a boat, it's a ship. And one time there was one of the officers of one of the cruise ships that we were on, and John was walking by and said something like, do you like, being on this boat or whatever? And I said, we know it's not a boat, it's a ship. So I did it. I actually was a tiny bit of a cruise snob.
It's a boat.
So,
I'm going to do it. I'm going to Google it right now.
So you see if the ship fits the definition of boat as well?
Boat. I'm going to look up the definition
all right,
of
we'll see.
boat.
We're going to settle this once and for all.
Boat. Definition. Oh, I gotta
Okay.
type. It's bringing up all sorts of weird stuff.
A big boat. You can put big boat and see if a cruise ship
Definition
would fit
of
the
a
definition.
boat.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Uh-oh.
A small vessel propelled on water by oars.
Oh! It's not a boat. It's a ship.
Shoot. I'm calling it a boat. Boat. Hey, all of you that get triggered when people call it a boat. Boat.
So
boat.
John wanted
Boaty
me to-
boat. Boaty, boat, boat.
Okay, no. John wanted me to put this at the very beginning so that
So I
he
could
could
say
say
boat
boat the entire time
video.
and drive people crazy.
Boat. We're going on a boat in Europe, aren't we? The last 3 boats we went on were pretty nice. We liked 2 of the boats better than one of the boats.
I just
One of the
can't
boats-
control my
one of
inner
the-
snob.
one of the
It's
boats
not
was
a
best.
boat. It's a ship. See, I told you I'm a little bit of a.
This is
cruise-
terrible.
That's 1 out of 10 isn't bad though. 1 out of 10 isn't bad. I'm still a good person.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
Okay. And the last and final reason, number 1 reason why you might be a cruise snob is if you watch this video and you are offended.
Ah,
You
you're a
might be
snob.
cruise snob.
Boaty boat.
You
Going
spit
on the boat.
You spit on it.
Boat.
All right, guys. So that was our 10 ways to figure out whether you're a cruise snob. We hope you had fun with us. We
A
hope
boat
you
snob.
enjoyed it. And safe travels, everyone.
Safe travels on the boat. Be very safe on the boat. When you get off the big boat, then you're going to get on a little boat. It's called a tender. Then you're going to go to the...
It's a ship.
It's a boat. Boaty boat. Are you done?
I'm done.
Boat!